Paulie packs. All right, I got the last two albums from this vintage collection that I've been going through here. Two albums of 1966 tops. So, in doing a little limited research here, what we have with the 66 is this is the first set to include the Atlanta Braves. So they moved from Milwaukee over to Atlanta. The key Hall of Famers for the rookies that I'm looking for: Jim Palmer, Don Sutton, and Fergie Jenkins. And then this is the final. Robin Roberts and Sandy Koufax have their final years in these years, whatever I'm trying, you know what I'm trying to say in this set. And then anything else? Yeah, there's one weird error card here with Don Landrum, and I guess something with like his fly, like his button fly of his pants were like open during a picture. So in one instance, they have the picture with it open, and then they try to airbrush just the button out, and then they airbrush like the whole thing out. Like I don't know, it's weird. So we're gonna try and find that one. I don't know. I'm gonna look up real quick, see what team he plays for. We're gonna see if he plays for the Cubs. So I'm gonna see if maybe when we look at the Cubs, we can find his error card. But again, looking for any other key Hall of Famers: Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, Roberto Clemente, Pete Rose, all those guys too. So, checklist, nothing to write home about as far as like anybody on there. Obviously, anything that was unchecked is going to be good. They do obviously have different series again. Higher series would be more short print cards, which I think some of these guys fall into as far as value goes, like the Denny McClain and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't think these albums have too many high series cards in them. But right off the bat, looking at some nice ERA leaders. It's funny is that he's a leader in the ERA and strikeouts, and he retired still, Sandy Koufax. So retiring at the top of this game. But this card right here is probably one of the best cards that you can have. I mean, looking at the three of these guys, the batting leaders. Oops, I got to put it on camera there. Roberto Clemente, Hank Aaron, and Willie Mays on one card, right? Batting leaders. A little off-center, like the picture's a little crooked, so it like incrementally slopes up. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. So mid-grade, I mean like maybe a 4. Well, the corners are solid, other than the centering and the pitching. So this could be like a 4, maybe a 5. There could be a slight little crease right there near Roberto Clemente's face. So that would be unfortunate. So pretty good though. Pretty cool card nonetheless. Again, you got Sandy Koufax and Bob Gibson on one as well. So we'll see what the condition of these cards look like as we go through it. I do not know how this would be in comparison. Just trying to look at some of the names right now as I'm talking. But you got Tony Olivier, batting leaders there. So, all right. And this one, yeah, just want to make sure I'm looking at all the conditions here. But, and this one's not too bad either. Centering, of course, centering's always going to be, I think, an issue with these cards. Really hard to get true centering. But as far as like the corners go, surface, everything else, like these cards are actually so far so good. So, all right, let's jump into it. See what else we got. For the Angels, don't know if, why is the camera off a little bit? There we go. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why it was all like that. Anyway, corrected back on it. Let's look through the Angels here. Paul Shaw, he had an error card in the next year with his bat. Same batting position, though. Guess he liked that batting position. But this one, he seems to have more cards in this one, in this set, versus the other ones. So should be able to get all the key rookies and everything else out of it. Now, Sonny Jackson, he now again he got on the rookie cards, but he was on the rookie card previously with in the 65 with Joe Morgan. So he has a couple different rookie cards, and then he has a rookie Gold Cup card, I think, the following year. So it's kind of like the original Chipper Jones. Let's see. Do we have any Joe Morgans here? I don't see any right yet. Rusty Staub. Oh, there we go. So there's Joe Morgan. Oh man, that's horrible. Right. Let's see what Joe Morgan looks like. This one though the condition doesn't look great. Yeah, this one corner looks really bad. But his first solo cup all-star rookie card. First solo card all-star rookie cup. So, and he's also an excellent billiards player, in case anybody was wondering. But pretty cool card. Robin Roberts, this is his last card. So before he retires. So what do he have? He had 16 years. Yeah, not bad. Pretty long career. I don't think, a little off from seeing Reggie Jackson, but a couple years off. I think 68 or no 69 I think was his first year. So a few years away from seeing Reggie Jackson on this team. Jim Hunter would probably be the one card to hone in here if he has anything. But like I said, a lot of different cards for this one, so a lot of different ones to go through. All right, so we are at the Braves. This is when they became Atlanta. Looking for Hank Aaron, obviously, and Hank Fisher looking distraught and off into the distance. I don't know, contemplating his career decisions. Clay Carroll. Ooh, that's a forehead. Right, sorry. Took me by surprise a little bit. All right, let's see. All right, we got only one Hank Aaron. Out of all these, I really thought we would probably get more than one, just because of how many. Oh, all right, we do have two. Just given how many duplicates there were of everyone else, I thought for sure you'd have like maybe a few Hank Aaron's. But this one's a little tough because it has like a sort of like a line going down it. I don't know if it's like a scratch, or just a printing line. But the centering is solid. Actually, the centering is really solid. It's just unfortunate there's a stain there. I don't know, some other watermark there. So that's unfortunate. And then the other one looks a little worse. You got something going on with the corner up here. Maybe just a little dirt. I don't know. Maybe you could clean that off. I'm not so sure. But a little rough on the side. But not too bad. I mean, overall, not too shabby. I don't know, maybe threes. Looking at grade threes. And then there's Sandy Alomar. I don't know if that's obviously Sandy Alomar Jr.'s father and Roberto Alomar's father, but I don't know if that's like a rookie card for him or what. Nope, not a rookie card for him. So, oh, second year, almost a rookie card for him though. So the previous year would have been his rookie. I didn't recall seeing him in any of the other albums. And there's Joe Torre, and then you got Eddie Matthews. Oh, you got 3 Eddie Matthews, so not too bad. Cardinals. Anybody that we're looking for here? I don't think so. As far as rookies go. Lou Brock. Haven't seen him in much of these albums at all. Just at the one other album. 5th year card for him. Yeah, these are not looking great. That's his best shaped one, but even that I can see like a little tiny crease there. So Lou Brock got loved, that's for sure. So maybe that was one of his favorite players, because he certainly was. Those cards are very worn out. So now you got Bob Gibson, looking to see which one might be the best one. This one has some dirt on it, otherwise the condition would be the best, but it's got like some smudge marks on it. All right, I think this one is the best conditioned one. And nope, I'm way wrong. There's a big old crease right. Couldn't see it in the album, but there's a big old crease right down the middle of that one. So that's no good. Put that one back. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this one out because I think this one's the best condition. It's just the surface issue, right? It has something on the surface that maybe, just maybe that can get cleared off. I don't know. Use some of that magic spray, whatever I've been seeing floating around. But other than that, I mean, pretty good. Centering's pretty good. Corners are okay. So just the big surface issues with this one. But if you can clean that up, it's not a bad card. Here's Tito again. Seen him a few times. And all right, who we got for the Cubs? Anybody that any key cards here? I don't think so. I think, all right, this is where we wanted to see that dude. What's his name? Don Landrum. All right, so let's keep an eye out for Don Landrum and his unbuttoned pants. Ernie Banks. Nice. Haven't had him in a while. This one's really all creased up. That one's not so bad, but it has a big old crease right there. So, yeah, some lower grade here on those. Billy Williams again, though. I've had some solid Billy Williams cards. This one actually doesn't look too bad. Little off-centered, right to left. Corners slightly tipped up there. But everything else looks pretty solid. So pretty good grade overall. You know, again, I'm not saying these are mints by any means. So when I say good grades, I'm looking at, you know, somewhere in the mid-range. 4, 5, 6 is what I'm eyeballing there for those. Wow, here's a whole page of Ron Santo. I'm sure one of these would work out pretty well. And again, I don't know if Ron Santo made it to the Hall of Fame. Holy cow, he's got got more Ron Santos. I don't know if he made it to the Hall of Fame or not. I know he was a decent player for the Cubs, right? Definitely a fan favorite, but I have no idea if he made it to the Hall of Fame or not. I guess we just look at one of his stats here. I mean, it wouldn't be indicative of what he did for his career, but at least it would be, yeah, there's a big crease in it. But what's he? He's batting 278. Yeah, 33, 30, 25 home runs. So, like, over the last 3 years, he's been picking it up in the home run category. 100-plus RBIs the last couple of seasons. Yeah, so, yeah, Ron Santo, yeah, not bad. These pages are upside down. I hate that. Slide that back in there. All right. I didn't find that Don dude, right? I didn't just glance over him, did I? Nope. Yeah, so we don't have any of that guy's cards. Too bad. All right. And then this is, I think, if I remember correctly, Sandy Koufax's last year, if we have any Sandy Koufax cards in here. Which would be a bummer, because we got so many duplicates and so many different players. It would be too bad if Sandy Koufax wasn't in here. And he is not, but you know who is in here? Look at this. Jesus. Don Sutton. Yeah, I know. Don Sutton's all over the place in this one. So looking like there's a bunch of Don Suttons. But one thing I did miss that there were 4 Don Drysdales right here on the previous page, which is pretty solid. I kind of just blew right through that. And this one actually looks pretty good as far as condition goes. Pretty well centered, pretty good conditioning. Yeah, pretty clean on the back. This one actually is really good shape. But, and then there's a fifth one over there. But yeah, the Don Sutton, you got 2 of his rookies right there. And then you got 9 of his rookies here. And then, who do you got on the back side? Griffin. So let me see if there's any. That one has a little crease. That one has a little crease. That one has a crease. Edges are tough there. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. A little tough on that corner. That one has a little crease. So actually, I think maybe this. There's not one that's in like really great shape. It's some that are in like okay shape. I think I want to compare these two, if anything. So, yeah, the corners, yeah, none of them have really all 4 strong corners. But like, so this one has a little tough corner there. Surface is pretty good. Centering's slightly off, a little thicker here than there. Same thing here. You got a low corner there. Centering's a little better, but slightly tipped corners on the opposite sides as well too. This back is really clean though. Look at that. That's a nice clean back, bright. You know, and compared to that, like how it's faded, a little darker. So yeah, this one I think is pretty solid. I mean, they're all solid, but you know, still, I think that one was probably the best one. So let's just throw this one back in there real quick. But pretty good way to end it with, you know, what's that, 11 Don Sutton rookies. So we got one of the key rookies there in that album, but still looking for some of the other key cards. The other album is really thick, so let's try and work our way through that one, and then we'll just do a recap of everything we pulled at the end. But yeah, so this album's way thicker. Starting off the bat with the Giants, so pretty good shape with Gerald, Gaylord Perry, and William McCovey. But I don't know. We got centering is pretty solid. It's a little tip corners though. But again, it's so far into Willie McCovey's career, and his I just don't know what a good grade would go for those kind of cards. Maybe it would be like 30-40 bucks, I don't know. Or like a mid grade, I should say, not like a, you know, obviously 8s, 9s, and 10s, you're looking at several $100, but none of these cards are 8, 9s, and 10s. Same thing with Juan Marcel. You got 5 of him, so pretty decent shape overall. But really looking for is obviously any Willie Mays. That would be the key one. Tito Fuentes rookie. Should be all right. Who we got here? I don't really know. Yeah, Cap Peterson all over the place and Tom Haller all over the place. But all right, then you got the Indians. Again, I'm not really sure. Bob Hefner. I don't know that name. Dick Hauser, I know he went to the Yankees and played a few years. You got 9 Luis Tiants. Oh, more Luis Tiants. Yep, second year card for him. So I don't know what if that would be worth pulling out to get graded. Obviously a Hall of Famer. This one actually looks pretty good as far as when you look at centering. It's still a little off on the centering, but not horrible. And then the backside looks pretty solid too. So, you know, if you said that was a 6, I'd believe you. Let's see. A lot of commons, a lot of duplicates. All right, and then we're going into the Mets. So again, this is the year before Seaver, excuse me, Seaver, and then 2 years before Ryan. So other than that, I'm not really sure who would have been on the Mets that would have been. So funny is I saw this one, Choo Choo Coleman. The name stuck out obviously because of the name Choo Choo, but I think this is a short print. So I don't know if it's a short print because it's a high series. You have 561, and it's a 3rd-year card for him. So I don't know. I just saw the price was a little bit higher for that, and I wasn't 100% sure why. But I think it's just a high series card. So what else we got here? You got any other key rookies? I think we were looking for Jim Palmer would have been a rookie in this one. So don't see him anywhere. Unless it's a standalone card, which is possible. But Hank Bauer's the manager. Let's see. Brooks Robinson. Oh, that one actually looks... Can I get that one? Brooks Robinson got four on the front, and then I think there's a few on the back here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on the front, 5, 6, 7 overall. So not bad. A little off-centered, right? As is the case with almost all of them. But no surface issues, and the back looks pretty clean too. Maybe a slight little tip on that corner, but overall pretty good. And then you're dealing with a bunch of Frank Robinsons here. That corner got ripped off. Be between these two. So 5 on the front, 4 on the back. So 9 overall Frank Robinsons. That's pretty cool. So 9 Frank Robinsons is pretty good. Let's see here. Again, a little bit issue with the centering. Corners are good. The back is clean. Like, that's the one thing. These backs have been clean. That corner is a little tipped. That was the corner I was looking at before. This one's slightly tipped. So not too bad. I'm sure one of the other ones might be a little bit better, but all right, here we go. So now we got Fergie Jenkins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fergie Jenkins rookies. Nice. And this one appears to be, on the surface, appears to be the best. Centering's pretty solid. Maybe a little thinner here, thicker there, but right to left look pretty good. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Looks to be some sort of, it's just a printing mark. So I don't think there was anything you could have done about that. There's a little stain there too on the back side, but nothing you can really do about the printing mark. Don't see it on any of the other ones. Let's fly through the Phillies here because I don't think there'd be anybody else we'd be too interested in. Seen a lot of Bobby Wine through all these albums. But certainly these are all good for, like, especially if you're trying to build sets and everything else. I mean, all these commons and everything and all these duplicates, definitely a great set builder. So this is Willie Stargell. So that's going to be his third year card, 4th year card. Never mind, I'm a liar. But second solo card, I think, or maybe 3rd solo card. So you got Willie Stargell. Too bad they didn't put Bob Clemente or Roberto Clemente in that one. But the corners are pretty rough on that one, so we'll keep him in there. Al McBean. Oh yeah, here we go. This is what we're talking about now. All right, so we got 8 Roberto Clementes. Out of these 8, which ones? They all the centerings are tight. There's no good centering on any of them. I almost got some marks, and these got some marks. Ugh. Unfortunately, I don't think there'd be any. It's got a crease. This one would be the one, but you have surface issues on this one, so I got to clean that one off. Maybe you can clean the front off. That'd be the best. But everyone else, it's so tight on the edge. Oh well. But it was good for the Clementes. Let's see if there's anybody else going on. All right, then we got moving into the reds. Don't really know. Tell me Helms or anything if that's even high series or semi-high series. Obviously looking for more Pete Roses here. Let's see if we're able to get some of him, maybe even some Tony Perez. But nothing. No Pete Roses. That's a bummer. That would have been a nice one to have. Let's see. Joe Coleman. I don't think there's any. Again, there's some of these teams where I don't really think there was anybody to write home about or even capture. Some of these guys had people that playing towards the tail end of their career, but you know, the Frank Howards. But again, he's coming from the Dodgers and over to the Senators. So we just kind of fly through him right now. All right, star rookies for the Red Sox. Yeah, again, nobody here. Maybe we'll get some Yaz. George Scott. I think George Scott was a pretty decent player for the Sox back in the day. But again, I really don't know him well enough to know. Here's Tony C. Maybe third-year card for him. Yeah, second year. Rico, Uncle Rico, but still no Yaz's. Plenty of these guys. Still no Yaz's though. I was hoping to maybe come across a few. So a lot more commons in this one than the stars. Here's Denny McClain. So this one I think is a little. Actually, I'll put this one up because this is a high. Yeah, 540. So good condition, but I think this is more expensive because again the high series, third-year card for him, but pretty solid pitcher for Detroit. And then you got Norm Cash, 9 Norm Cashes. That is pretty good. 315. Al Kaline, 3 of him, and another Norm Cash, so make that 10 Norm Cashes. Al Kaline, unfortunately, they don't look too good. The Norm Cashes, maybe that one, I don't know, nothing jumps out at me as far as like being in solid condition like the other ones. Oh, here's some more Al Kaline, so make that 6 overall, and I think this one would be fine. Look at that. I'm just seeing if there's any surface issues. It feels a little funny. This corner's a little tough. Centering's okay. But you can see the back, the centering's a little bit more issues than anything, but not bad overall. Again, it's funny to be nitpicky with these cards when you get so many Hall of Famers and so many rookies that you start to complain about it not being the best condition, but that's the way it goes when you get spoiled like this. This collection has been unbelievable. So they were first place in the American League. I didn't realize that. Let's see. You got Jim Perry, who was a decent pitcher for them, but Tony Olivier, we came across his rookie in the last couple ones. Here's Harmon Killebrew. Again, nothing I would pull out to get graded. Jim Cat, there's a bunch of Jim Cat cards there. Actually, this one, let's look at this one real quick. That one, the centering's okay. A little tight, right, on that side. But the back side's good. Nice. Ernie Allen. Tommy Agee, another rookie for him. So that's like, he's had a couple of different rookie cards. Tommy John, that's his first solo card. So that's not bad for him, but the condition is a little tough. So we should be coming up on the Yankees after the Red Sox if this matches up with the way the other albums have shaped up. And let's move on. All right, so we got Roger Maris before he goes off to the Cardinals. 4 of him. This one is probably the best conditioned one, but I don't know if I would. The centering is off. That corner is a little tipped. So, but yeah, what was the? Yeah, a few years removed from his 61 home runs. So here's Whitey Ford. Oh, the guys can't see that. Here's Whitey Ford down here. A little off on the condition in the picture there. All right, we got a Mickey Mantle, so that's good. Tommy Tresh as well. Bobby Mercer, rookies. So that's the second time we've seen Bobby Mercer on the rookies. So, and then Roy White as well. But Tommy Tresh, what year is that? This is 5th year. And you got a bunch of Mel Stoudemire's on the back too. What year is that one for him? 2nd year card. So almost a rookie card for Mel. So let's look at the Mickey Mantle though. That's the key one. And I already see a problem. I see 2 problems. There's a crease here and a crease here. So these 2 are creased up. This crease is all over the place for this one. That's a bummer. Otherwise, that would have been a pretty good card to get, but creased up all over the place. So that one's going to go back, unfortunately. But I mean, that wraps up that whole couple albums. So you get a creased up Mickey Mantle. You get a pretty nice Roger Maris. Jim Katt's in pretty decent shape. Al Kaline, Danny McLean, high series, short print. You get Roberto Clemente. The shape is good, but there's obviously surface issues. But I think if you clean that surface issue off, that becomes a pretty nice card. Fergie Jenkins, one of the key rookies here. That's in really good shape. Yeah, Frank Robinson. Brooks Robinson, so 2 Robinsons for the Orioles. All in good shape. Luis Tiant. This one, actually, that one has a little crease in the corner. I didn't see that before, so. You got Don Sutton. Remember, we got about 9 or 10 of those. Don Drysdale, pretty solid. Billy Williams, nice mid-grade. Bob Gibson, again with surface issues, but if there's a way to clean that off, then the condition's pretty good. Got a couple of Hank Aaron's. Again, this surface issues and are the problem there. Those soft corners. Joe Morgan, 2nd year card there. And then a couple of nice league leader cards between Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, solid condition. And then this one is a really key one and really good shape too. So that wraps up those 2 albums. So yeah, again, let me know what you guys think about those. Obviously very unique albums to go through. Not something you see all the time and go through. A lot of vintage cards and a lot of money worth in those cards. But I think maybe some ones that I pulled aside here throughout the different videos might be worth considering to get graded. But everything else, I don't think I really would get them graded just because the condition they're in. I don't think it would add too much value, so it wouldn't be worth the effort. But again, love to hear what you guys think about it. Let me know, and hopefully I'll have some more videos like this soon. All right, guys. See ya.